It's your Bill Estate Agent, and we are here with another podcast episode, and I would call this a shop local in a big way. I've got Executive Director of Roswell, Inc., Steve Stroud, joining me today.
Thanks, Bill. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, and pretty much I don't need to introduce you because I think everyone in Roswell knows who you are.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think it's really good. It's really good for Roswell, especially. And I'm just excited that you took a few minutes to join us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Sure. Well, so we are going to get started. And of course, I start every episode with a little real estate question. So are you ready for yours?
I'm ready.
Okay, here it is. It's very difficult.
Okay.
All right. What is your favorite feature in your current home?
Oh, man. It has to be my deck.
Okay.
My outside deck. It is the place. It is the extended living room
you guys,
at our house. We're there as much as we possibly can on our deck.
Well, and I know you're in a great location of in the middle of everything going on.
Epicenter,
in
downtown.
Roswell. Yeah, so...
I see the people.
I see you walking your dogs a lot. I think
we are out.
So I honk all the time.
There you go. Anytime.
So, well, Steve. So Roswell Inc. You have. You've, for people that don't know. Steve have you grown up in this community? Maybe. Yeah. And so, let's just start with you telling us about kind of what you've done in Roswell and
Sure.
how you've come to come where you are with Roswell Inc.
I was not a military brat. I was a J.C. Penney brat, and you and I talked
I
about that,
this.
right?
All right?
You do know the history on this. And my dad, we moved here. My mom and dad moved here in 1976, and I grew up here, went to high school here, and I've raised a family here and had two businesses here. So. It's been a good community, and what my goal has always been, and especially currently in my current role, was to create a community and work within the community that makes a better community so my kids have a chance to come back, get good jobs, live in a safe place, and not in my basement.
Well, that is a good plan, and it is you've done an amazing job. First of all, I want to back up to the J.C. Penney brat. So Steve and I went to breakfast a couple months ago, and in our conversations, he mentioned the Green Tree Mall in Clarksville, in Indiana. And I, of course, grew up in Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, in southern Indiana. And so we know a lot of the same little areas. And one restaurant in particular, if you're ever visiting, this is a little town right across from Louisville, Kentucky. And but in Louisville and one on the Indiana side is the Kingfish Restaurant. And
my favorite. Favorite.
So
I've got a T-shirt from Bill to prove it.
That's right. Steve and I bonded over that, so I had a shirt sent down to.
That was a J.C. Penney stop.
Yes. So, no, and I'll say when I think of you, the first word that comes to mind is connector, because I think what I've seen you do over the years with a lot of people I know and with myself is I've never had a meeting with you where you haven't said, "Hey, you know who you need to meet," and finish the sentence. But every time I leave a conversation with you, I have 2 or 3 more contacts of people that a lot of times I end up doing some sort of business with, and sure. I think that's kind of a real gift that you have is being able to identify that in people, and you're always willing to share that. And
well, one of the things that we do at Roswell Inc. is, and we think we're very successful in that, is if you're going to create economic development and you're going to create the opportunity for people to do business, you have to create an environment. And part of that environment is being able to connect the dots. Mm-hmm. Connecting the dots constitutes you knowing somebody that's doing business in a particular industry or a different kind of business that would help you grow and help each other. And I'm a firm believer what you give back comes back threefold. Mm-hmm. And so what we've found is, as an economic development organization for the city of Roswell, our role is to connect businesses, create commerce, so that commerce brings in the right kind of business, sustains those businesses, and allows them to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and of course, by doing that, of course, the domino effects are amazing. In particular, real estate. It definitely helps my business and our industry for these businesses to be in town.
Yeah, if you got the right business, your residents are happy. They stay here longer. Property taxes property values go up, which in terms is property taxes, and it all works together. So you've got the right kind of infrastructure. And Roswell's a very livable community. It's a safe community. It's a great bedroom community. Yeah. And what we try to do is grab the CEOs. Hopefully they bring their employees with them, and they live in our community. And when we get the chance, we also try to get their headquarters here. Yeah. Doesn't always work, but as long as we can get them in the region, then we all grow together.
Yeah. Well, I think one really good thing that's been happening in the last few years are hotels.
Yes.
You've gotten to come to the area, because I know that's one area we have been lacking for so long, with such a great wedding venue stop, and then there's no place for the guests, but that has changed significantly.
And Andy Williams does a great job at Visit Roswell.
Yes.
Andy and I work hand in hand. It's kind of like the old saying, I go out and hunt the right location, the right opportunity, the right franchisee, and then we bring it to town. They build it like the home 2 suites in the courtyards, and then what you have is Andy making sure that it stays full.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of the dynamic duo when you get that going, and we've got more online that are coming in they're in the queue,
which is very exciting.
Yes.
And so, what would you say has been your one of your most exciting or fun projects that I think you've been thrilled to see?
We could talk about GM and 1,800 employees, the expansion of Kimberly-Clark. There are over 2,100 employees. But I think the most exciting, most challenging was keeping Ferrari Maserati in Roswell. And that was actually, they're the #1 Ferrari dealer in the world.
Wow.
They sell more Ferraris in Roswell, Georgia than anywhere else in the world.
And they're located on Alpharetta Highway.
Alpharetta Highway. Yeah. They're one of our 18 new car dealers. That challenge to keep those 2 dealers together, right, under one ownership, but also get them the support that they needed to say, we don't want to go to Buckhead. We want to stay here. And a lot of times the manufacturer dictates where you're going to be. And we had to give them a lot of support. It was a real challenge because the perception was the money's in Buckhead, but we were able to prove the money's in North Fulton.
Yeah.
And so, and it's a destination buy. It's not just our locals that are buying. These customers are coming from all over the world to buy these cars,
which is
and shipping
awesome.
them home. Yeah. Stays in our hotels. And
exactly.
Eats in our restaurants, drinks our breweries. I mean, it's just a win-win.
Sure. Well, so I know one project that I'm super excited about, and I was always sad because we started off both of our daughters' lives at the Southern Skillet. So when it closed, it was a tough thing for us. But Southern Post has just been awesome to watch now that it's well underway. And
absolutely.
Can you give us an update about that?
Yeah, that's an exciting project. What you see what will happen with Southern Post is happening. You'll see property values up and down Alpharetta Highway already increasing. Lots of speculation, lots of opportunity to create more economic engines up and down the street. And what you see at Southern Post is exactly the kind of live, work, play that people are looking for today.
Right.
So when other neighboring cities are struggling to get people back to work, we're looking at 84% of their office out of 90,000 square feet is pre-leased.
I mean, that's amazing.
That's amazing in the office market, right?
Sure.
And if you hadn't seen it, their leasing agent said they only have 2,600 square feet of retail left. So that's pretty strong, and we're not even open.
Right. Well, and of course, their parking is going to be there's
walkability.
Just so much. Yeah.
Yeah. The proximity to Canton Street and what it does for all of Alpharetta Highway to Holcomb Bridge Road will be game changer from here on out.
And do you have any idea? And you may not know this, but any idea of the opening date target at all? I mean, it's
I would say it's probably mid-March. You'll start to see.
Yeah, well, I had heard spring next year.
You're going to see,
which isn't that far away, guys.
Well,
That's
truly, you're going to see tenants starting to build out.
Yeah.
They turn over multiple of the spaces in December to the tenants to do build out.
That's
exciting.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to do.
If you notice the light posts are up for the stoplights. The crosswalks are going in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be a game changer for downtown Roswell.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited for my friend Carol McEwen over there at Lily Sage Apothecary.
She's going to crush
She was on the
it.
show, but she's been patient
patiently.
and steadfast, and just waiting for everything to come together.
She's
so
the developer's right kind of neighbor, right?
Right.
She worked with them along the whole process.
Yes.
And the dividends will pay off.
Yes, and go see Carol if you haven't. She's got a great shop. So, what else? What's your favorite restaurant on Canton Street?
Oh man, that would get me in a lot of trouble.
I know. As soon as I said it, I'm like, you can't answer that.
It's okay. No, I can't.
Right.
But I will say this: we frequent a lot of them.
Yes.
It's nice to have such a selection, and we got more to come. Southern Post on its own has 8 restaurants.
I mean,
full service restaurants. I'm not talking about walk up. I'm not talking about the coffee shop. I'm talking about full service restaurants.
Yes.
So it's going to add another location, another spot, another destination. Yeah. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
and
my girls are staying on top of the restaurants.
The
There's a few that they're excited.
It's going to be a nice addition.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I'd say one thing is remember to shop local. It's so important. Mm-hmm. Roswell is based on the whole economy is based on local business, and truly, we know that downtown America is what makes the whole country perk, right? So when we're talking about the economy and what that looks like, remember your local guys.
Absolutely.
Go to Carol's. Go to Ryan Pernice's and eat. Go to all these different places. Go talk to them because they're employing the employees that help build this city.
Right. And I say this all the time, but those are the places that make Roswell,
Absolutely.
right? That's what makes us different and helps our values stay up.
Makes us unique.
It makes us unique.
Makes us unique.
Absolutely. So excellent point.
Support local.
Yeah.
And I encourage people because we hear a lot of times, hey, I want to go in business. Take the time, stop, give us a call, sit down and talk through what that looks like and how it looks like. Because maybe we can get you connected with somebody that's done it before.
Right. And
you can at least talk it through. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs. We've got a lot of corporate folks that come and they get early retirement. They want to open a franchise. That's a fast-growing segment. When you look around and you see our retail space, I always tell people, take a look. If you go into a shopping center, just because it's empty doesn't mean somebody's not paying for it.
Right.
And just always remember there's empty space and somebody's paying for it.
Right. Well, and so if, let's say, someone's moving to town and they do, want to open a shop or a business of some sort, how can they reach you for advice or
best way
point
is
them in the
go
right
to the
direction?
website.
Okay.
On the homepage, you can find our contact information. My cell number's on there for a reason.
All right.
Give me a call, text me. Be glad to call. We're not government. We don't work for the government. We work with the government. And so we're entrepreneurs. So we know when your opportunity comes up, leave us a message. We'll get back to you. Give us a text. We'll text you back. We understand that there's opportunities out there, and maybe we can point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for what you do, and for joining me for a few minutes today.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
Yeah, this was great. I feel
anytime I can
very
help.
excited, and of course, you're going to be excited when you get your whole set of real estate swag here.
Oh,
So
nice.
today we're going to set you up with your
Absolutely. Look
tailgate
at all
koozies,
this.
your Canton Street roadie cups.
I've got 2 girls that will steal these right away.
That's all right.
I love it.
I've got 300 more, so you're in good shape. We'll get your
shape.
whole family set.
Thank you.
Anyway, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it, Steve. And guys, until next time, this is your Bill Estate Agent. Thanks.